What are you looking forward to this year in terms of what the offense can do with Michael Penix at quarterback? Because we were kind of speculating last year how much the offense needed to accommodate what Kirk Cousins is at this point in his career. And now you got Michael Penix, younger, more athletic, bigger arm. Like he just puts so much more on the table. How excited are you to kind of unleash all of that?
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Obviously, I mean, you guys have seen Mike from when he was at Indiana and Washington, and then the 3-game sample that he had last year. I mean, there's not a throw that he doesn't have on the field. He can touch every part of the field with touch, pace, accuracy. He's got pretty much everything. Everything that you're looking for. And then from an instinct standpoint, a vision standpoint, he can see things well. So, and then like you said, Sam, the athleticism part is something that he didn't use a ton in college, but it's in there. I mean, he ran a 4.4 at the Washington Pro Day. And then even some of his GPS numbers as those guys are just working out. I mean, his speed is on par with some of our, top receivers. So that's definitely an element that we're looking to explore. Obviously, some of the play action passing game and some of the movement stuff that he can do really to just open up every part of the field. And so I know it'll be a lot of emphasis on that this off season. And once we finally hit the ground in training camp is just getting some of those things going just to play to his strengths. And, we'll have a bunch of different variations of play action like it'll just kind of keep evolving as we go, but definitely excited to see Mike, in a full year with the system. And then also just with the, getting more reps with the skill guys. Last year he went and played, and I mean, he might've thrown 1 or 2 of these routes ever to Mooney. And then it's like, all right, hey, go out there in the game and rep this live. And they actually, to his credit and to the guys' credit, they did a great job executing those last few games. So, no, we're excited. Everybody's excited. He's got such a great way about him. Super smart, very cerebral, sees the game like a coach. And so all those things combined, man, we're definitely pumped to see Mike at the switch and skill guys, offensive line. Everybody loves them. Team loves them. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Hey guys, just taking a quick break to tell you, hey, just over 50% of you are still unsubscribed to Check the Mic. It helps the channel. It helps to make sure that you don't miss any of our shows. So if you have a chance, hit the subscribe button right now. I know you guys loved him because you picked him 8th overall after signing Kirk Cousins. So how quickly did that come about? The love for Penix, and like how soon did you know, hey, he's legitimately in the mix at 8, even though we just signed Kirk Cousins last year?
Yeah, I mean, we went through the whole process of the free agent market, obviously, and then you're watching the college guys as well. And Mike was a guy that I watched a lot of college football like you guys on Saturday. You watch a ton of college football and you see these, especially you're trying to find who's the next quarterback. So I remember watching him at Indiana, some of those games when he obviously got Indiana in the top 10 in the country, and you're watching who's this young lefty that can sling it all over the place and he's moving around pretty well. And then obviously when you watched him at Washington, it seemed like every Saturday when we would have, a little bit of time off before, whether we were traveling or had a home game, like Washington was playing. So you got to see exposed to him a lot, just watching college football on Saturday. And then fast forward to this process. And obviously now you're diving into the tape and you're seeing what he's seeing, not just from a TV copy standpoint, but from an all 22 lens. And, we went about the process. Obviously we signed Kirk, felt great about that. And then, we kind of gave our 2 cents on what we thought on the quarterbacks and made the selection at 8. But we felt very strongly about Mike early on in the process. Obviously never know how things can fall with the draft, and could he been picked, 6th, the Giants, like whatever those scenarios are. We just knew we had for him. And, to be able to stay at 8 and pick a quarterback that you feel good about was obviously unique. But, you never want to pass up those possible franchise guys. And when you have the commitment from the whole building to do that, obviously it makes it a lot bigger deal. So, but yeah, it was, we've watched Mike for a long time, and every time you throw a Washington game on when he was at college, man, he was a ton of fun to watch.
Did you guys have a sense of where the rest of the league was on Michael Penix? Because one of it shocked everybody when you guys made the pick. The first part of it is obviously you just signed Kirk Cousins, but I think the second part of it was when you look at those kind of consensus draft boards, he was seen as this fringe first rounder, early second round guy. it's obviously you guys were way higher on him than that. It sounds like the rest of the league kind of was as well. Did you have a sense of where other teams were on Michael Penix?
To be honest, not really. Like, I went radio silent on every single person that I know on other teams. Like, didn't say I never talked about anybody with quarterbacks or anything. So I didn't know how other teams viewed the whole class. And so to see it all shake out how it did on draft day, and then you always, like you're saying, Sam, you hear after the fact. So it was like, as soon as we made the pick, it was like, oh man, we loved Mike. We love, and so you don't know if they loved him actually, before that, or just because you picked him at 8 and now it's a little bit higher than everybody anticipated. But it did seem like after the fact, just talking to buddies around the league, once you caught up on how people saw that quarterback class, that there was a lot of like for him. And obviously we felt fortunate that he was, sitting there at 8, because you never know how these things can fall.
Thanks for watching all the way to the end of our video.
For more great content, click here to subscribe and here to watch another video. We'll see you again soon.